Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel. Reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a 2011 launch. This is a big piece. The Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Concept Flying Tourbillon GMT. Built by Audemars Piguet Renault Papi, it comes from the same house that builds the biggest and the best Richard Mille watches. But instead of being an other brand, it's the own brand. APRP at its best. Flying Tourbillon 10-day power reserve and GMT with a multifunction crown. How does it fit? Well, this case, which is blasted titanium, and this bezel, which is ceramic, are feather light. 44 millimeters. The watch is 16.1 millimeters thick, though a bulky 57 millimeters lug-to-lug. So while it is physically very light on the wrist and nicely shaped, you do need a big forearm for this one. As you can see, my 16 centimeter circumference wrist is a bit overwhelmed. I would recommend not wearing it on a wrist any smaller than mine, and I would even say for aesthetic proportion, you probably want a wrist 17 to 18 centimeters circumference, but it is very comfortable and it would sit comfortably on my wrist. As well as being hypoallergenic, it's equipped with this wonderful Audemars Piguet strap, which I should mention is not hypoallergenic as it is natural latex rubber, but it's beautifully fit to the case. It has a lovely integration both in profile, where it swells as it approaches the lug, and when viewed end-on, where it swells as it approaches the mid-case profile. You'll also note the fact that it features a unique stripe pattern inboard that's slightly angular to reference the dial, and then it has a wonderful frosted finish with a sort of beveled edge that takes the hard profile off the edge of the strap. You'll even note on the underside, Royal Oak. It is model specific and it is wonderfully flexible and comfortable. We have a Royal Oak Concept exclusive media blasted titanium deploying clasp. You can see the buckle is exclusive to this model, so this is not a generic piece you'll find on a standard Royal Oak. In profile, the case is fascinating because it's satin finished on its flank, but it's media blasted on the lug hoods. If we look back to the original Royal Oak Concept of 2002, we can see where this design comes from. It's important to note that this is not a Royal Oak offshore. Though it's big, burly, and would sit right in the Royal Oak line alongside the 44 in quite natural fashion, nevertheless, this is part of the Royal Oak line, and that original 2002 watch was to mark 30 years of the original Royal Oak, not a decade of the offshore. You can see in profile there is a ceramic key for the pusher system that adjusts the GMT. There is also an elaborate set of crown guard profiles that can be replaced if gouged. They're held on by screws. There is a ceramic shoulder. Note the attention to detail as the outer face is polished and the flanks are satinated on the crown, which is a screw-down crown, and the watch is 100 meters water resistant. The ceramic bezel helps to take the scratch heat off the case as it acts as a heat shield. Scratches and scuffs, well, they generally don't affect ceramic, so this is a tough material that acts as a blocker against the case metal itself, which I should mention is grade 5 and thus less likely to scratch than grade 2. You have hexagonal steel bolts inside of the bezel, and they are a reference, of course, to the original Genta Royal Oak. And then you have a chapter ring giving way to a dial that is effectively open and beautifully detailed. Now you have a AM/PM indicator for the GMT, so although you'll note it features a 12-hour format, it also features a shaded day-night indicator, so it is a true 24-hour GMT. You'll also note that there is a flying tourbillon. It is open on the top, there is no upper bridge, hence a flying tourbillon. It moves in 1-minute cycles, and it beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. Because this is an APRP watch, no expenses spared. It's a tough free-sprung architecture, and it uses an overcoil hairspring rather than a cheaper flat hairspring. The overcoil helping the watch to keep excellent time in any orientation on your wrist or on your dresser at night. Take note, this is a loomed watch. There will be a loom shot. I'm going to move the hands out of the way. There is a multifunction crown selector with an indicator. Right now the watch is in winding mode, remontage, setting mode. And finally, in any language, neutral, the mode in which the crown does nothing. Remember, screw down crown, 100 meters water resistant. This is caliber 2954. Audemars Piguet Renault Papi, founded by Dominique Renault and Julio Papi in the late 1980s. AP has been the sole owner since 1992, and APRP makes this movement. Of course, twin mainspring barrels providing 10 days, no, not quite, 237 hours of power reserve, and you can see this 24 jewel movement is elaborately skeletonized and hand finished. Although it is a tech looking piece with a sort of modern industrial chic to it, nevertheless it is hand finished in the finest traditions of the Valet de Jeu and Les Brassus. So although it is a rather modern take on the royal oak and high horology, it has traditional finish on both sides, meaning you will enjoy anglage, you will enjoy satination, you will enjoy black polished screws with chamfered slots, all of that in a watch that gives up nothing to no one. If you want the ultimate sports watch, forget the pretenders, forget the upstarts, go with the original, go with Audemars Piguet and the Royal Oak Concept Flying Tourbillon GMT. And I'm back with the Royal Oak Concept, fully loomed.